Hello and welcome back to Mix It Up Monday. We're going to go ahead and just pick two out of our box of Daniel Smith paints here. We're going to mix them together in different percentages and see what we get. Kind of mixing it up here, and then we're going to draw a random one in here. I think I got this one, which is Ultramarine Turquoise. Ooh, everybody loves turquoise, don't they? And just kind of grab the color. We're going to grab this one, which is Cobalt Blue. Cobalt Blue and Ultramarine Turquoise. Let's see what happens. So I have a color chart here. Here's my chart. And I am going to write what we're doing. And then here's the different percentages we're going to do. And I'll explain them as we go along. So if you're making color charts too, I'm just putting what brand. So this is Daniel Smith. There's lots of great watercolor paints out there, but I really do love the Daniel Smith ones. And then this is going to be Ultramarine Turquoise. Q-U-O-I-S-E. There's an E on the end. And then also Cobalt Blue. What do we think is going to happen? Yeah. Well, we will find out, huh? So let's put a little bit of this Cobalt Blue into our little dish. Not that much. And then Ultramarine Turquoise. Pretty color for the sea. There's some turquoise. The lid back on. So we have Cobalt Blue, Ultramarine Turquoise by Daniel Smith. I'll put them aside, and then just with some water, I'm just going to loosen them up. And we want it to be maybe about the consistency of like a half and half. If that makes sense to you, we just want to add maybe, depends how much paint you have, but 2 or 3 brush strokes, a brush full of water. And we're going to just see what it looks like right here. And then I'm going to rinse my brush out and then just bring plain water back into it. And bring it out so we can kind of see what it looks like with a lot of water in it. So that's really pretty. So we're going to do the same. We're going to get a couple brushfuls of water into our Cobalt Blue. Beautiful blue. Love this color. Get a little bit more water into that. Oh, one more. There we go. Okay. So that's our Cobalt Blue. Rinse out my brush really well, and then just with plain water come back and bring it down. Okay, that's always a beautiful color, and you can see it kind of settling into the texture of the watercolor paper. I'm using Arches 140-pound paper for our test today, so I'm just going to come in here and put a little dot. This is the Ultramarine Turquoise, so I'll put it next to the percentages so we know what percentage of each one we used. And I make these charts and I put them on the wall, and then when I'm looking to make a certain color and I don't have it in my box because I don't have all the colors, I can look up there and see, oh, I'm looking for this kind of color, and what do I have to do to get that color? What do I mix? So let's just see what it looks like in its pure form right out of the tube. Very pretty dark teal-y color. And then also with the Cobalt Blue. Very pretty. Okay. So now rinse my brush off. So now we're going to go 75% of this Ultramarine Turquoise here. It's right there. So let's go get some in my dish. Rinse my brush. And then try to get like 25% of the cobalt blue. And mix that together. Let's see what we get. Pretty, pretty. Look at that. I love blues. So rinse out my brush and just bring in some water and pull it down to the end as it gets lighter and lighter so I can see what colors we can get. And how much water we put into it. So the more water, the lighter it's going to be. And this would be darker with less water. Okay, so now in my little well, I have 75% ultramarine turquoise, 25% cobalt blue. So to get a 50-50, I'm going to have to add more blue. I have enough turquoise in there. So I'm going to add a little bit more blue to it. And this is about 50-50. It's just a guess. You know, I'm not measuring it out precisely, but just kind of guessing, which is what we do when we mix it on our palettes anyway. So there we go. That's beautiful. Beautiful. And just so some plain water. I'm going to bring it out to the edge. Oh, beautiful. I love that. Very pretty. Okay, so now we're going to kind of go the opposite. We're going to go 75% cobalt blue with just 25% turquoise. So more cobalt blue. This is just the easiest way for me to do this here. More cobalt blue than the turquoise. So there I have some of that. And try to put 25% of that in there. Rinse off my brush, mix it around. So this one's more blue. I might have got a little bit too much turquoise in there. I'm going to try just a little tad bit more blue. Alright, that's got to be right. So 25% ultramarine turquoise, 75% cobalt blue. And then we have this color. In this water, and we'll bring this one out and see what the difference is. Yeah, so you definitely can see that it is more blue. That's a beautiful color. Kind of misty, stormy looking. Ready? Okay, so now we're going to draw on my little shape. And we're going to see what it looks like mixing it on the paper with the wet and wet. So I'm just going to come in here with some plain water. And then also some water on this side. And I do it this way because you have a little bit more room for it to mix and do its thing than you do when it's in just a little shape like that. So I'm going to come with my ultramarine turquoise and put some of that in there. And then I'm going to come back with some cobalt blue. And get in those white spots. Nudge it a little bit. And let's see what happens there. And then over here, we already put the water down. And we'll just let those ones kind of mix in. And I can nudge them and mix them right on my paper. Kind of mottled look there. All right. So there it is, Ultramarine Turquoise and Cobalt Blue by Daniel Smith. So we can make all of these colors just by mixing a little bit more of this, a little bit less of this in these different percentages. And we'll put that one on the wall, so whenever I'm looking for a nice deep kind of oceany green or blue, that would be very beautiful. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it very much. If you want to subscribe, if you're getting something out of my videos, please do so. Hit the subscribe button. Also, if you liked it, press like. And if you would like me to notify you or YouTube to notify you once I have put up a new video, press the little bell. That's for notifications. Okay, so until we meet again, I hope your life is full of peace and love. Bye-bye.